And blessed to be a part of your day one of Miller's Mission, where we ask you to give a turkey, don't be a turkey, at the Walmart here in Nampa, Idaho. We're so excited once again to be out collecting turkeys. Of course, if you can't make it here, you can go donate turkey bucks to any Walmart for $15. You can feed Treasure Valley families. But we'd love to see you here giving a turkey, not being a turkey. A young man by the name of Ron has stopped by to donate. Ron? Hi, just come on up here so we can hear you.
Okay.
Thank you for your generous donation. You're donating 2 turkeys?
Yeah, I figure if it wasn't for the grace of God, so be I. Looking for a dinner at the rescue mission. Lord's been very blessed, has blessed me very well the last couple of years, and I just wanted to give back.
Well, thank you. And you're going to feed many families here today, and you just got off working 12 hours at night, and now...
Now I get to go home, and after 10 hours off, I have to be back at work and jump back in the big rig and head up to Pocatello and then come back again, and then a little bit more time off, and then another 12-hour shift. So
it's a lot of miles on the road.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to share with us? We so appreciate you doing this and stopping by instead of getting some sleep.
Yeah, there is something I'd like to say. All you guys get out here and start giving a turkey.
Well, thank you. Thank
You're
you,
very
Ron.
welcome.
God bless you.
Listen to you all the time, and I'll keep listening to you.
I appreciate it. We'll try and give you something good to listen to.
Thank you much.
Thank you. What a nice young man. Don't leave. We're going to get your receipt there. We're joined by our friend Dave Petzo from the Petzo Center, Petzo Financial. Dave Petzo, good to have you with us.
Kevin, always good to be here.
All right. This is where we get all warm and fuzzy. I don't know if you're ready for this.
No, I'm never ready for this. I get all emotional. You know that.
Well, I understand, but, you know, Dave Petzo, as someone who has done so much and is a self-made man, your thoughts on the Boise Rescue Mission, not someone, but a place that is near and dear to your heart, sir.
Well, it is, Kevin. I do feel very connected with them, and I think that, I was thinking about all the things that they do, and, of course, the thing that's just is so striking when you get to know them a little bit is how effective they are. They are right down with these people and just love them back into existence. It's astounding because we see government programs, we see other programs attempting, and there's good work out there, and people have good intention. But at the same time, it doesn't carry the kind of effectiveness that they do, where a person can fail and fail and fail again, if you will, and they're welcome back. There isn't an arbitrary 3-month or 6-month program that they have to go through. They're there, and it works, and it is so effective. It's money well spent, for sure.
It truly...
and heart well spent.
I'm going to put you with that. Would be something your people call an ROI?
Yeah. I can't think of anything in our community that has a bigger ROI than that. I mean it. It's the return on the smallest gift is astronomical. It's not just feeding people. It's a path forward. It's astounding what they do.
And Dave Petzo, as we've seen you on 7 Cares and with your donations to groups like the Boise Rescue Mission and the Rescue Mission, this is where you donate. And please forgive me for outing you. I know you say, Kevin, never talk about that, but this is the time to give, and you do give.
I think the Rescue Mission does so well with every dollar they have. I can't give enough. I mean, seriously, they are amazing. And when you hear the stories and you see the people that come through those programs, it just, your heart bursts.
Indeed. Our great friend Dave Petzo with us at the Broadcast Center with Ray Amaya. I am here at the Walmart in Nampa asking you to give a turkey, don't be a turkey. Thank you to Steve. Thank you to Ron. Already people donating this morning here. So let's talk a little bit about the business. The president says, he's got a special Christmas gift for us. Then, in fact, he got some good giveaways, some good deals with the Chinese, the South Koreans, and the Vietnamese. Do you expect him to announce that soon? And if so, any impact it'll have on the markets and the economy?
It can. It's actually from a market perspective. Let's hope that these are serious or taken seriously, and they're serious enough, if you will, trade advantages. The reason I say that is that every chance we get, if you will, as in the press, is to bash Donald Trump and just rip him apart and show how ineffective he is. Since he became president, the market is up 23%, and as you and I have said many times, the animal spirits are running wild, and they are. The animal spirits of business is going crazy, and we're seeing that in business confidence. It's not made up. Business confidence is at all-time highs. It is crazy how much has changed, and yet we only talk about or focus on the legislative failures, and they are serious. But at the same time, with deregulation and knowing that government isn't going to get worse, isn't going to be an impediment, is a big deal. Now, we add on top of that some trade is one of the reasons is I'm going to go make some great trade deals. People believe that he is a deal maker. And I think that this is, again, says, hey, I'm here and I'm going to follow through on my campaign promises, and I can do this job. And I think it's time for him to have some more, if you will, positive direction in his presidency.
Our great friend Dave Petzel with us, Kevin Miller here at KIDO Talk Radio. So tax reform, we have the Senate version, we have the House version. What does it mean for us as we get ready to do our taxes? Is this just more of the same?
I don't think it's more of the same. I of course, it may end up being more of the same, which is more talk and nobody comes up with some kind of compromise here. I guess it's going to be up to people like Rand Paul and others who are, the captains of no, nothing is going to work and we can't legislate. All we are elected to do is say no. But if we can come to some compromise, it's not a perfect bill. It's not even close. But at the same time, we've got to have some tax relief and we have to have some legislative success to think that there's a possibility of draining the swamp. And we have seen that with regulation, how swampy it's gotten. If we do not have success with Donald Trump, I think that that's going to be a major impediment going forward to our country. If we bring back and think that this is a good idea to centralize planning, government, business, corporate welfare starts exploding again, that is what we're trying to drive away from. And so I think it's important to have success in this. And success, to me, is virtually any bill that reduces taxes and reduces the complications of it. And this idea that I need this piece or that piece or this one favors me, that is so self-centered and absurd. I just don't feel like most people feel that way. It's like you take a little here, you take a little there, but then you give me something here. That's okay. Then we're all okay as long as overall that's a better bill. It's better for the country, and it puts more money into the individual's pockets, less into government.
Dave Petzel with us, Kevin Miller here at KIDO Talk Radio. Let's talk a little bit about we're getting ready to the time of year where people don't work. Have we extended the vacation to 2 weeks before Thanksgiving? I mean, next week it'll be kind of slow. Then the week after really slow. Are we winding down the end of the year?
We actually are, yeah. There's a couple things that when you look at, summer is, of course, really slow. But when we talk about from a Wall Street or a business perspective, the fall is a real pickup period up until the holidays. And what we see at Thanksgiving, of course, is a couple days off. But really, Kevin, from Wall Street perspective, from business perspective, up until about the 20th of December, it still is a work time. It just we're taking a break in here of what is typically about the busiest time of the year, except for when you first come back after Christmas and have that initial surge at the beginning of the year, and then everybody's off to whether it's spring break or summer vacation. We are lengthening out our playtime in America now.
Is that a good thing?
I don't know that it's a bad thing, Kevin. I think we work pretty hard, actually, and most statistics show that as a globe. We do work pretty hard as a nation, especially for one that has it awfully cushy, which we do. We don't spend very much time trying to figure out how to eat in our country as they do in other places of the world.
Now, let me see. I've got Ivanka Trump here, and I'm going to see your reaction to what she's saying here. The first daughter had this to say concerning the tax reform. She's starting a charm offensive and says that sweeping tax reform will jumpstart the economy and benefit all Americans. Let's take a listen to what she has to say at KIDO Talk Radio.
This deregulation philosophy coupled with tax reform is going to have an enormous impact that we think conservatively will lead to sustained GDP growth of 3%, but more aggressively, 4 and 5%.
Is that possible, 5% growth?
5 is, but not. I don't think it's possible at this point. We have figured out how to chain up individuals so much. The burden of government is so big. Even with tax reform, that's going to help, and deregulation, that will help. But Kevin, we have never spent so much of our wealth as a country, meaning GDP, a higher percentage than we are now, and especially last year. We're working on getting that to be less, but it's a long process. And when you take money out of the private sector and put it into government, it shrinks the economy. 100% of the time, in every country, everywhere, that's a fact. It just can't. It's not. You may think it's fair. You may think it's more fair because that guy's richer than that one, and we need to go ahead and move it over there. But in that process of doing that, there's so much corporate welfare and literally just wasted bureaucracy that we get less of a velocity of our economy. It just kills it. So when government grows to the point that it has, and it takes more and more GDP, we cannot possibly get that engine growing faster. Can we in the long haul? Yes, but from this point, no. Government is too big. It has to be shrunk, and it's not just a question of budget deficits. Government is so big that it literally slows the entire economy down. We cannot grow at 5%. Can we sneak up to 4%? Maybe on a pop-up, but I just don't see tax reform. Now, the deregulation has already taken us from, 2% to 3%? I mean, it's been a monster move already. Moving it on up to 4%, I think, is very possible with continued deregulation and tax breaks.
More coming up next. KIDO Talk Radio.
My name is John Blank. I am the Ministry Center Director for the Boise Rescue Mission. And my responsibilities with the Rescue Mission are everything and anything that Gene and Rev ask me to do. But my primary responsibility is to oversee the donations, both monetary from the warehouse side, but also food, clothing, furniture, anything and everything that we get donated to the Rescue Mission. As we're talking about donations this time of year, our primary needs are food and winter clothing. Regarding food, we need turkeys. We're giving out 3,600 food boxes at our 2 banquets this year. We'll be serving, over, 5,000 meals roughly at the holiday meals, and so we need turkeys. We need all the fixings that we put into food boxes. We put together these food boxes, and in these food boxes come, fruit, vegetables, stuffing, dessert, and we put these food boxes together, and that's what we give out at the banquets. So when it comes to the turkeys, we're not, every single turkey that comes in, we're not looking just for corporate turkey donations. We're looking for all of those turkeys that someone brings to the warehouse. They all add up. And with Kevin Miller's and the Miller's Mission last year, that was a huge donation, and it was a blessing. That was such a blessing for us. I was just amazed at the giving of the community and Kevin's efforts and KIDO's efforts for us. But it's also that individual person, that mom or that grandma or that grandfather, or even, we had kids that would bring turkeys in. And those turkeys, we put those turkeys into the freezer, and then we give those turkeys out at the two banquets, at the Christmas banquet and the Thanksgiving banquet. You just have to sit back, and it's sometimes, because I'm like right in the middle of something. I'm right in the middle of a busy day. I've got deadlines. I got stuff Kevin Miller's asking me for. I got stuff that Gene and Rev are asking me for. I got stuff, I got responsibilities I'm doing, but I got to stop. Because here is somebody that's coming into our building, coming in through the front door and needing help. And every time I just have to sit back and go, this is what we're doing. We are helping people. And so you just stop and you just listen. And then, having that ability to help somebody, having that ability to give somebody a pair of shoes, because they're looking for a job and they don't have dress shoes. Having that ability to give somebody food. I mean, we have people come in all the time. Now, mind you, we want people to go to our facilities because our case managers and our facility people can then direct them to those resources. But sometimes it's just somebody that needs a food box because their food stamps have ran out, they're short on cash, they get paid, in a week, and all they need is a food box. And so for us, it's a blessing for my staff and I to be able to go, what do you need? What do you like? What don't you like? Do you have any food allergies? And then we go out into the warehouse and we put together a food box. And that food is coming from donations, from listeners like you listeners of this community. Kevin and I had a discussion last year. You know what? It is not, we don't need a $10,000 donor. We like you, but we need everybody. Everybody. It is a community effort. It is everybody giving $5. It's everybody giving a turkey. It's everybody giving macaroni and cheese. It's everybody giving what they can with their resources.
And here we are at the Nampa Walmart. Our great friend Dave Petzo with us, and people continue to give, and we thank them so much. Dave, you've been involved in these events.
Yep.
What's it like being on the ground floor?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, it bursts your heart, like I was talking about earlier. It's just to see these people in action is amazing to me. And I think it's amazing to everyone, Kevin. That's why I enjoy trying to take people through the rescue mission. I don't take them through because they, but organizing groups. And in fact, if there's any listeners that want to go through, it's a real opportunity to see what happens and go through the Women's and Children's Shelter and see all that they do, because what people don't understand is not just a meal, it's everything. It's everything about that person, everything about getting their life back, getting their kids in school, dressed like everybody else. I mean, it's so professional. It just blows your mind. It's so professional.
Well, and that's where your donations come in, really to make a difference. And Dave Petzo, we're so blessed here in the Treasure Valley. We ask folks to give back. Let's talk a little bit about the news of the week. What should we be looking out for? Again, as many people wind down the year, sir.
I think I really do think that the market, from a stock market perspective, is hopeful that we get some kind of tax reform and that we pick up on growth. And if we can see, even if the Senate bill and the House bill is different, we can see them talking like civilized people. If we even get a couple of Democrats that maybe say, I know for 20, 30 years they get enough calls from constituents. For 20 and 30 years I've been talking about a middle-class tax cut. But heck no, if it happens to be a Republican president, then I have to be against that. If they swing over and we get some, not unanimity, whatever, on this, it's okay. Then we're going to see, I think, the market have another positive leg up here. Although, come on, it's been, up 23% since Donald Trump was elected president. This is an awfully good market. And as I've pointed out many times with you, Kevin, global growth is playing into that too. The globe, most of the developed world, slower than the U.S., but improving, and that's a real key. So we're moving from 0 to 1% GDP growth in some countries. In others, we're growing from 1 to 2%. But that growth, that trend, is really picking up, and that certainly helps business in America, because 60% of the S&P 500 sales are outside the U.S.
Traffic and weather together at KI. And we continue on with our great friend Dave Petzo here. Dave, anything else locally on the local front here in the Treasure Valley?
No, Kevin, it's continued. I think just continued success for this valley. It's done very, very well. Obviously, people have discovered Boise. They're moving here. We've got a fantastic vibe, both in downtown and in the hinterlands, as you like to call it. It's just a wonderful place to live, and I just don't see why that's going to slow down at all. I think we're going to continue to grow here, and especially if we're focused on the largest company here, Micron. They are just killing it, and of course that has a nice multiplier effect all the way through the economy here. And what I mean by multiplier effect is somebody makes a salary, somebody gets a bonus, somebody gets some stock, and the stock price is doing so well. That has a multiplier effect all the way through the economy as people spend money.
One final thing, we have such a growth in the medical profession here as well. We have St. Luke's expanding, St. Al's expanding. Your thoughts on that? Will medical continue to be a hot field?
Unfortunately, it will, Kevin. It's so fraught with bureaucratic regulation. It's nothing more than red tape, and we think of, in business, you think of delivering a product. If I deliver a better service and a better experience to my customers, then I'll probably do well, right? And that's what business is doing. They're trying to better dining experience, a better whatever experience you're trying to have. When it comes to healthcare, unfortunately, all they try to do is keep the bureaucrats happy, meaning where does our money come from? It comes from the bureaucrats at the insurance company and the bureaucrats at the government. That's it. And that's why when we think about a good experience in the hospital and all, it doesn't matter how bad it is, we're going to show up. The customer's sick, we're going to show up. But it is not about delivering a better experience, and that is unfortunate. So as we see it growing, unfortunately, Kevin, it's a lot of that growth is not just population growth. It's because doctors aren't able to see as many patients because the regulations are stacked up. It's so many regulations, so much that we have to expand more and more hospitals. I wish we could get back to really practicing medicine effectively, delivering a product that is excellent and getting better all the time instead of just trying to answer the bureaucrats. And that's unfortunately where healthcare is.
Dave Petzo, thank you very much. We appreciate you, and thank you for always being so generous for our friends here at the Boise Rescue Mission.
Kevin, thank you, and God bless you for doing this. And it is just really, I think it's so wonderful to put the word out as to how incredible these people are. It's not. This is just way different. When you get involved with the rescue mission, you see those folks and you get out and you work with them, talk with them, see it, take a tour, and see what they're really doing. It will absolutely burst your heart.
We'll be seeing you around, Dave Petzo. Thank you, sir.
See you, sir. Thank you.
Our great friend Dave Petzo. You're listening to Kevin Miller on KIDO Talk Radio. Good morning, Maggie.
Good morning. I'm Kendall Thurneau, and I am the Children's Program Manager for the Boise Rescue Mission. I handle most of our kids through City Light and Valley Women and Children's Shelter. So back in April of 2010, I was getting out of jail for a probation violation, just some discretionary time for a relapse, and I knew I needed to change. I had heard about City Light, that they had a drug and alcohol program, and I knew I needed that program, and I knew I wanted to do a Bible-based recovery, because I had pretty much tried every other recovery out there. And I knew I wasn't going to leave until they let me in that program. So I literally checked in on a Monday, and I was in the program that following Tuesday. You know, it takes a lot to have to go from jail straight to a homeless shelter. There's a lot of, like, what has become of my life feeling, and you're pretty broken. You're definitely broken. But I think there's such a desperate need when you're that broken that you're willing to do anything and try everything, because you know you aren't doing life the way you want life to be done. It is life-changing. It changed my life dramatically. I went from being a IV drug user to somebody who was learning how to interact with the public day-to-day, donors day-to-day, and getting to say thank you for their gifts and their donations. I mean, it was a big change, but it was such a great experience to learn and see all those people who cared about me no matter what I used to do. Not only do we help the families that are in our shelter, but the families that have ever been in our shelter or are just in need. And there's so many people out there in the valley that are struggling, that need our help, and so we need all the turkeys that they want to get. You know, I remember walking in the door and needing a meal and a place to sleep, and that door being open to me no matter where I was in my life, still being addicted. I got to hear the word of God. I got to have a clean bed. I got to have a hot turkey meal. I got to have clean clothes and a place, and somebody to just say it's going to be okay. Somebody to just hug me while I'm standing there with tears running down my face because I've never been in a shelter before. So they just make it so much, they just give you so much love in that moment of when you're hurting. And so the turkeys, you know, it's just one way we can continue the love is to, you know, give them food and hot meals.
And, you know, sometimes you just have to listen to the testimony of people here in the Treasure Valley whose lives have been changed by the work of the Boise Rescue Mission. Good morning, Kevin Miller with you once again. Asking you to give a turkey, not be a turkey. We're at the Walmart here in Nampa. Stop by and see us. We're having a great time. We want to thank Ron. We want to thank Steve. We want to thank Senator Hagedorn, who has challenged all legislators. And really, I'd love to see folks, elected officials, stop by and challenge their brothers and sisters, and you're going to go, oh, Kevin, you just do it because, you want the turkeys. Yeah, we want the turkeys, and in an era where people don't have a lot of trust with their elected officials, why not send a message that you care enough to give a turkey and accept Senator Hagedorn's challenge? And if you can't make it to the Walmart, if you live in Mountain Home or that place they call Boise or wherever else, and you'd like to donate, you can just go and get a turkey buck. And for $15, you can feed Treasure Valley families. We'd love to see you. I know Miller's Militia is going to be here, and so many folks are coming out, and we're already getting hit with the turkeys, which is good. We need to be hit because we need to feed 5,000 Treasure Valley families. Our friend Simone is with us from the Boise Rescue Mission to talk a little bit about what your tax-deductible donations do as far as changing the lives of folks here at the Boise Rescue Mission. Simone, good to have you with us.
Good morning, Kevin. It's good to be on the show.
Thank you. So tell us a little bit share with us your experience at the Boise Rescue Mission, sir.
Well, I'm actually here on staff at the Boise Rescue Mission, and how it came to that point is that, I was a very broken person, and still allowing God to work in my life right now. And just some of the things that the Boise Rescue Mission had done in my life was opened me up to just a whole different experience of being able to see the potential that, just the things that happen in our lives. Of course, I'm in the New Life program and have just evolved more and more throughout the day, just knowing that, it's crazy. It's magnificent because this season is different than any other season in my life. As I've been here at the mission for about 10 months and just recovering through this process has been just a joy to see, all these things that are happening, they happen so fast. So the turkey season is here, and I see that you have a turkey suit on, and it's just, it's a huge representation of the unity of...
Really? I didn't notice I was wearing a turkey suit. Thank you for pointing that out, yes.
Yeah, and so the turkeys really feed like a family, and I've noticed in my life that I've eaten turkeys and stuff, and it's just been a process to where I can eat a turkey for like a whole week after Thanksgiving.
Sure.
And just keep on eating on it, and it feeds a wide variety of people.
Right.
And just to help out those that are in need, the rescue mission provides a lot for people in the valley too. And just, we couldn't do it without the support of KIDO and others out there that are just donating to help us, recover from so many things. And you know what, Kevin, I've gotten the privilege to just see this whole thing just progress over this past week. You're dedicating so much time to helping us, and just the amount of donations that we're receiving. We could always use more because there's people on the streets that are just waiting for that little bit of hope, and I believe just the food and the unity will help us to restore a lot of lives. And so thank you, Kevin.
Well, thank you, Simone, and restore your life.
From
broken to hanging out with a turkey.
Yeah.
That's quite a swing.
Yeah. Well, it's quite huge, actually, because the other day I was revealed to a story that just kind of caught me off guard. I had one of the representatives at the Boise Rescue Mission come to me, and she was just like, "Oh my goodness, Simone, I just ran into somebody that knew you in your childhood." And she goes, "Do you remember her?" And I go, well, and it just happens that around the same time of the season that that everything was going on as far as same season, with Thanksgiving. The lady that used to manage these apartments saw me and seeing what I was doing with the Boise Rescue Mission, and told them that she helped me out when I was younger, and it was due to the grace of God that the Lord put it on her heart to take me to church after all these things happened to me.
Right.
And so now that I've been able to be part of the Boise Rescue Mission and help out, set people free, it's just, what greater joy can you be part of than just to help people restore other people, so.
Well, you're on your way.
Yeah, and it's a huge blessing. I was a little bit nervous coming up here, but now I'm more relaxed because I know that the comfort of the things that God does, it makes you feel warm inside, and I can truly say that I'm changed because of what people are doing to help.
Simone, thank you.
Yeah,
appreciate it. Coming up, our great friend, Mr. Canyon County, Tom Dale is with us. Commissioner Dale, we'll have a brief segment with you here, but we do want to talk to you. How you been?
Hey, it's been a great week. I had a birthday last week, turned a little bit older. And
happy birthday.
I know I don't look any older, but,
you're looking good.
Another year that God allowed me to live on this great planet and in this great community here. Just exciting to be here. I stopped by can I mention KTSY?
As long as you mention KIDO Talk Radio when you talk to them.
Yeah, I will do that. KIDO Talk Radio. I'm hanging out with them this morning a little bit too. So, God is good, and it's
glad
great
to know that we
here.
can share you. We just don't have you to ourselves.
Yeah.
All right, more coming up. You're listening to Kevin Miller on KIDO Talk Radio.
Listen.
My name is Jessica Kaufman, and I work in the children's program at the Boise Rescue Mission. And before I came to City Light, I was running the streets in my addiction. I was an alcoholic for years, and I was moving from state to state, and it was a very lonely, scary life. I drug my kids around with me from place to place, and I was very fearful and on edge most of the time. When I got to the mission, I had exhausted all other opportunities with family and friends, and the way that they loved me was unconditional, and I don't believe I've ever felt that before. They accepted me and my children where I was at that time, no matter what my background looked like, and it looked pretty bad, so I almost didn't think that they would accept me, but they did. They were very loving. There was a lot of structure, which it's exactly what I needed. It's everything that I ran away from. They taught me how to parent my children in a loving way. They taught me how to keep a schedule and keep a budget, and most importantly, they taught me about the Lord, which I did not know anything about Jesus. I knew a little of him from being in jail, but when I got to the Boise Rescue Mission, they laid that foundation for me. We need the food, and the kids need to eat, and the moms need to eat, and the dads need to eat, and we all eat together. So my son, Charlie, he has grown so much. I am so proud of him. He was crazy broken when I got him back from the state custody. And to watch him grow and to apply the tools that he's learned at the mission, words really can't describe how proud I am of him. I mean, it used to be a fight every day to get him to do his homework, to, get him on the bus, to get him to bed at night. But now he comes home and he's like, Mom, I have my homework. I'm going to do it. And just yesterday he said, no, it was Friday. He said, Mom, the teacher called out names for people who have missing homework, and I wasn't one of them. And so just for him to recognize that, if he puts his mind to something, he can do it. And so we got all of that from the mission. I would say thank you for saving me and both of my kids and providing a place for us to go that would accept all three of us, because there's not a lot of places that would accept families. So you brought us together, and without the help of the donors, we would never have that.
And we're back here at the Miller's Mission here, where we're asking you to give a turkey, don't be a turkey. Already people coming by. Our friend Max has shown up. We've had Steve. We've had Senator Hagedorn. We've had so many other folks. Ron, who stopped by in between getting some rest in his 12-hour shifts. We so appreciate the turkeys that are starting to roll in because we need to feed these folks here at the Boise Rescue Mission. Our thanks to Team Mazda Subaru, Camping World, and the Boise Rescue Mission. Joining us now, Mr. Canyon County, is Tom Dale. How are you, sir?
Hey, it's a blessing to be here this morning. I always look forward to the Miller's Mission out here at Walmart in the beautiful town of Nampa. The first day here with you in your turkey suit. And if people have not seen that, they really need to come down and get an eyeful. It's pretty amazing.
It's an eyeful, sir. It's an eyeful. So, I have to ask you just some political questions, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Big change in the city of Nampa. Your thoughts on that?
Well, you know, the people have spoken, and they want a different change in the leadership, and Nampa's going to keep on going, and it'll be even better than it has been in the past. I really like Debbie Kling. I think she's a very intelligent, very brilliant woman who has a good vision for the city, and I'm looking forward to her leadership and working with her as a commissioner.
Well, you have the unique opportunity as a person who's been the mayor of Nampa, now Canyon County Commissioner, getting everybody together. How do you see that playing out?
The best things are accomplished when people do come together and work collaboratively on the same page. You don't always have to agree with every little thing, but as long as you have the same mission in mind, the same goals of improving life for people in your community, you can come together and do some pretty amazing things, which is what this community has done so many times in the past. And we've got I've got Pam White over there in the county commission office now as well. And so we have a really good understanding of what it takes as far as collaboration between the cities and the county. My good friend Mayor Garrett Nancolis got reelected to another term. We have a great working relationship over there with him. We've seen some benefits of that already in the Canyon County Fair and how successful it was this past summer. And I just look forward to better things in the future.
All right, more coming up with Commissioner Dale. First, traffic and weather. And coming up, much more Miller's Mission. We're here at the Nampa Walmart. Stop by, give a turkey, don't be a turkey. Big John is here, Max is here, Commissioner Dale is here. So obviously it's been in the news as it's cyclical, unfortunately, the issue involving the Canyon County Jail. Obviously you've been involved, we all have to a degree, of trying to get the funds. Where are we on that, sir?
Well, we just completed the strategic in-depth analysis of what we really need in Canyon County that has never been done before. There's been some surface kind of looks at it. I asked the people who were doing the study for us, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being what we're doing today, what would you rate the last study that you did for Canyon County? And the person who was doing the study said that was about a 3. So this is the first time we've done this type of an in-depth analysis of what we really need for the next 20, 30 years. And it's a big number. It's a scary number. We need to pull together to get this happen, to make this happen. The jail is a need that we are obligated to provide. It's a facility right now that is terribly underutilized. Well, it just doesn't have enough beds in there.
Sure.
It's a terrible place to work. The working conditions for the deputies who are in there are, I don't know why anybody would want to continue to work in there. It's terrible. It's not safe. We've had a number of issues, of course, with the tent that we have to use because we don't have enough bed space in the brick and mortar facility. And so we got to do something. And this is an analysis that lets the people know what it is we really need. And so before you can go to the people with a request for funding, you have to identify what you need and make sure it is what you need and not more or less than what is required.
Commissioner Dale, we always appreciate you. When I think of what is a state or regional or local politician, in my book, you and our friend David Ferdinand always come to mind.
Well, thank you.
Always make it about the people, and We appreciate you being here, even though we're going to share you this morning. That is the message, though, sharing.
It is.
So
it is. It is a community.
Right.
It's great to see KIDO working right beside KTSY Radio to provide the turkeys and the food and the support that the Boise Rescue Mission needs to provide service to these people who are in so much need.
Thank you, sir.
You bet. God bless you.
God bless you. More coming up. KIDO Talk Radio.